All right, this is a second part of the lecture on our blueprint reading. The main aspect of a blueprint is what we call a orthographic projection or a multi-view drawing. Basically, we're giving several different views of the object that are 90 degrees relative to each other. So uh, the idea here, of course, is one that we refer to as an imaginary glass box, where we could put a three-dimensional object inside a glass box, and each side of the object would be projected onto one of the surfaces of the actual box itself. And we would get the six corresponding views from all six sides of that particular object. So in a flat drawing then, of course, we would take that and we would unfold the box to basically get a orthographic, what we refer to as an orthographic projection. And the six primary or principal views, of course, would be your front view, your top view, your bottom view, your right side view, your left side view, and your rear view. So, and these are all the views possible. Now, most blueprints that you see are not going to show all six sides of an object. So as we take a look, we really only need to have a drawing that gives us enough views to fully define the actual object. So typically there are these three principal views that are needed. So your front view, a side view, and a top view. To show everything that we need to be able to see. Sometimes, though, depending on the complexity of the part, two views is plenty. So other times, sometimes one view is plenty, especially if it is a flat part or sheet metal part where we can show the bend lines. Then all that's really needed is one view on some parts as well. Now, as you take a look at this drawing here, so you can see the front view is missing. So you kind of have to ask yourself, well, what does that front view look like? Or how many possibilities are there? Well, certainly your first thing that probably comes to mind as you take a look at this would be, all right, well, this must just be like a square type object that would match that. But there are some other possibilities here as well. So what if it were a actual cylinder? So we could also look at this besides that as well. So we've got to kind of look towards multiple views to truly determine what the actual size and shape of this particular part that's in the drawing actually looks like. We also have what we refer to as a pictorial views. Now, pictorial views are also sometimes referred to as an isometric view. Or let me back up for a little bit here, because when we talk about pictorial views are any way that we can kind of make a part look 3D on 2D paper. The most common way for us in mechanical drawings is to use what we call an isometric view, where the projection planes are kind of slanted at 30 degrees from that. We do have two concepts. One is called a first angle and the other is a third angle projection. Here in the US, we do use third angle projection. A lot of other countries, especially European countries, will use first angle projection. So, and that kind of has to do with the way we rotate or see the change or the relationship between the different views as well. And again, you would learn much more about the differences between first and third angle projection in your blueprint reading class. So as you take a look here, though, just as a quick tip, so basically in the third angle projection, as you rotate, so you're kind of hinging the box. It has to do with the way the box is hinged as you open that up. As I take a look at it, if we're looking at the front view, you'd more or less rotate the front side over, and the front corner would become a pivot point there to go back and forth from between views. And this is kind of hard for me to explain and really demonstrate here through this lecture in class. And of course, as you have some questions, come up to me and I will kind of show this and model this for you in class as we're talking about the different prints that we're taking a look at. So whether it's in third angle or first angle projection, someplace around the title block, you will see that it is mentioned in the title block which projection angle that particular print is. And it's important to understand and know that, because if we make the part to third angle projection and it's actually a first angle projection, we've kind of done we've made a mirror image more or less of the part, and that would be incorrect. There are some additional views here that we would also need to be aware of, especially besides those 6 principal views. We have additional views called section views, auxiliary views, and detail views as well. So, and these are, again, when more clarity is needed, when we need to define other aspects of a part or get some more information. The more and more complex a part becomes, the more views is needed to actually fully define what the actual part looks like. And this is the area where we would then start to use section views, auxiliary views, and detail views to kind of hone in and pull up specific, more detailed information. So here's kind of an example here. So of what we refer to as a section view. This is a broken out section view or a full section view. You can see the view from this angle, and then as it gets rotated around, this is kind of used to show you the internal features of a part there. And sometimes those internal features are very, very important. So, of course, in terms of blueprint reading, there are always rules. You're going to learn some of these rules on the job as you're looking at prints and as you're making these, depending on which shop you're working at. Some shops you will gain much, much more experience at this than others. But it's very, very important to know and follow what these rules are. And of course, when you take the blueprint reading class, you will also be understanding what those rules are so that you can study the print and be able to visualize and interpret the print as well. So here's one example. So this is what we call a cutting plane line. All of our different types of lines, of course, lines are more or less symbols that we need to learn and understand what they represent and what their meaning behind them is. So, and this is what we refer to as a cutting plane line. So it is more or less cutting this part in half. And then as we take a look at this, we can see, so the arrows, of course, are pointing to the side of the part that we're looking at. And you can kind of see the inside of that. Now, this is kind of a very simplistic definition for me. This indeed takes a little bit more practice and understanding to truly get a better idea of what's going on here. Auxiliary views are a way that we project from one surface to another. You can notice here in this case, we have a hole that is on an inclined plane, what we refer to as an inclined plane. And in our principal views, we can't see or get an idea of what the true size or the true shape of that is, because that hole would appear to be an eclipse or an ellipse instead. So as we if we need to know what the true size and true shape of an object is, then we have this concept of an auxiliary view where we can project at a 90 degrees to that particular angle, and it'll give us true size and true shape. So here gives an example how we are projecting at 90 degrees from that surface, and it comes off, and this gives us now the true size and true shape. Notice how the hole looks here in the front view. So it is an elliptical shape here, or what we refer to as foreshortened. So it's not giving us the true shape of the actual circle. We know it's a circle, but it looks like it is an oval or an ellipse. Okay. We also have detailed views. So if we need to have some more finer detail, or if the drawing is too small, we need to blow it up and expand it. This would be a type of line or another way that we could also increase the scale and make it bigger so we can kind of further refine and give more detailed information on that. So we're going to stop right there at that. Our next video will come back with the beginning of the alphabet of lines.